Now, you may have seen those small fan-like paragliders buzzing past overhead and wondered what on earth they are. Well, I can tell you. They are called paramotors and they look like an awful lot of fun. / terrifying. Just look at the sunrise from that photo. And Paramotor pilot Pete Hobbs is here to tell us about these fascinating modes of transport. Pete, thank you for joining us. First of all, tell us exactly what a paramotor is.
So a paramotor is a unique mode of transport. It's deregulated from all of the aviation sort of rules, as you would know.
Right.
So they're highly transportable. It basically is comprised of a two-stroke engine with a propeller on your back and a paragliding wing which goes above your head. So real-life Google Earth, basically.
Okay, I mean, that sounds half incredible amounts of fun and half just terrifying.
Well, you'd think so, but most people, when I speak to them about this, they're like, oh no, I could never do that, I'm scared of heights. But you know, you ask them, what about holidays and stuff? Are you okay on an aeroplane? Oh yeah, I'm fine with that. So most people are scared of falling from heights. They're not actually scared of heights. And these things feel really solid and secure. So, you know, it's not scary.
Okay, so how did paramotoring come into your life?
Well, I'm going to have to blame Johnny Mercer, the MP for veterans, for this one. I've always had a keen interest in what he's done for veterans in this country.
Right.
And I saw him.
You are one?
Yes, I used to be in the Royal Engineers. Unfortunately, I came out due to an injury, but it is what it is. It's led me to this, and I think this just makes me feel like my life has taken the path that it was meant to. But I saw John flying one, and that was it. The second I saw it, I was like, I need one of those.
And you say it's a mode of transport. You don't use it to get from A to B.
I've flown from my house to the pub before, yeah.
Incredible. That is incredible.
The Griffin's Head in Papplewick,
I know it very well.
Very lovely pub.
And is it hard to learn?
It's not very difficult to learn. There's some stuff that's counterintuitive, if you will. Due to the nature of the sport, there's no requirement for a licence. So technically, you could just go and buy one, build one, and go for it. But it's in the sky, so you sort of want to minimise the risks a little bit and go to people that have learned this thing and get a course from them. So that's what I did.
I think with the fact that you're saying you don't need a licence, you don't have to have like a pilot's licence or anything like that, there is presumably some danger in that just anyone can be up in the sky.
Well, I mean, it's the sky, isn't it? It's not for everybody. I think this sport's been around for about 40 years. The fact that they're not everywhere tells me that it's, you know, quite a niche, if you will.
I mean, like you say, when you're speaking to someone you knew that did it, I would imagine if you are interested in paramotoring, it would be best to seek professional advice.
Absolutely so.
Absolutely. Now, you film and YouTube your flights.
Yes.
What are some of the most incredible places to fly over Nottinghamshire?
I love Beeston because the River Trent just cuts through.
Look, we're just looking at an incredible video now.
Oh yeah, here we go. This is just over the back of Bramcote as well. Bramcote Woods is wonderful. It's the topography that I like. We're really lucky that things aren't just flat here. I used to live in Suffolk when I was based in the army, and everything's flat. It's great if you're going out on a run, but
when you're in the sky, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you want something to look at. So, I mean, it's great here. We're on the doorstep of the Peak District. It's only a 30-mile flight away. Yeah, wonderful. We're lucky with the airspace too, which I'm sure you're probably going to want to ask a few things about as well.
Yeah, like how does that work? Are you just allowed to be in the sky?
So we come under this thing called the sub 70 exemption, which means because the kit weighs less than 70 kilograms and we foot launch with it, we don't have the license. But it does mean that we have to follow what's called the Air Navigation Order. So it's basically rules of the sky that there's different chunks of airspace, and some are allocated to things like East Midlands Airport, which actually starts at 2,500 foot above where we are, which gives me lots of room to go and play in, and a nice little cushion to avoid the bigger...
Yeah, I mean, you really want to be avoiding the big planes, I would imagine.
Faster traffic.
Yeah,
I joke there's nothing to pull out on you up there, but actually there is. So you have to be head on a swivel. And
is it the kind of thing, like looking at the photos and stuff of what you've been doing, there is a... Forgive me, I don't know what it would be called, like the parachute thing. So if anything happened to the motor, you'd be
you just turn into a paraglider. And I like to do tricks and things like that with what I'm doing.
Go on, tell me what you're doing with those tricks. I sound like your mother. I'm like, come on now, be sensible.
So the things that, like entry-level tricks, if you will, you've got things called wing overs, which is, you sort of go half upside down on those, but you can go bigger if you will. And they lead into barrel rolls and things like that, which I've just started having a play with. You can pull, my best is 2.7 Gs whilst being upside down on that, which is basically just
reiterate that Pete is an experienced paramotorist.
Trained professional, addicted to it, absolutely in love with it, and I fly every chance I get. So I've probably got a little bit more into the time that I've been doing it than most people would, but it's when you love something, you can't help it, can you?
Absolutely. And I mean, you're so passionate about it. I love it. If people are watching and going, this sounds like my cup of tea, how do they find out more? Like, you can't just go to the shop and buy one.
No, the best thing to do, have a look on Facebook, visit Pete's Paramotor page, give me a shout. I'm happy to answer anybody's questions about the sport, guide you towards schools, or just generally have a chat.
So the schools that you can go to and
yes.
learn?
Yeah, we've got, there's a guy
That sounds safer.
There's a guy called Clive Mason, who's an absolute legend, to be fair, down in Market Harbour. We've got somebody over in Derby, near Ashbourne as well,
yep.
Airways Air Sports. Between those two places, until I get going with instructing,
incredible.
You wouldn't go far wrong at all.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing that with us.
The only reason I'm here, by the way, is because I've got to say this, the guys at Sytner, the Sytner Nottingham legends, they, my car engine blew up 7 months ago, and it was waiting for a recall.
I'm going to have to stop you. You can come back and tell us that.
Thank you, Sytner Knots.
Pete, thank you so much.